Okay, so if you look here, I already put in the e-learning, so you can download the information from the e-learning website. Okay, so this is a group project. Okay, so like I say yesterday, so you need to find a member. Okay, 3 of you. Okay, in order to do this project. Okay, what is all about this project? So this is a design project. Okay, well, not to design some complex thing. Okay, not to design some Unix system, but it's just a simple refrigerated container, designed for a refrigerated container. So basically, in order to design this system or this container, what you need to do is you need to have some knowledge on heat transfer, because of you have to meet the condition that required by the problem or by the situation. Okay, can you see this slide? I mean this PDF.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not sure whether this to be okay. So you need to prepare a design for a refrigerated container truck, okay, to carry frozen food. Okay, so this is just the problem. I mean the situation from JB to Kuala Lumpur. Okay, so there must be reason why I give this location, because of it's related to the distance, it's related to the time consuming. So you have to estimate this. Okay. So the refrigerated container have a fixed dimension. Okay, 6 meter long, 25 meter, 2.5 meter width, and 3 meter high. Okay, and will use a dry ice as the refrigerant. Okay, so you not use a motorized system. You are using the dry ice as a refrigerant. So what you need to do is you need to define, or you need to propose, okay, what kind of insulation type, okay, as well as the metal sheet of the container, okay, in order to complete the container. Okay, so please take into the account the design of the walls and the floor. Okay, of course, together with the top part, the ceiling, okay, the top part of the container. So it's like it's a rectangular box. Okay, so also estimate. Okay, once you define the size, and you already know the size. Once you define the materials, okay, and then you need to know how much the heat transfer, okay, based on what you have learned in the conduction analysis. I believe this is only conduction information. Okay, what you need to do is you need to apply back what you have learned in the conduction topics. Okay, well, I mean, you can use with the basic as well as the thermal resistant concept. Okay, and then once you calculate the heat transfer, then you need to estimate the size of the compartment for the dry ice. Okay, in order to maintain the temperature inside the container at 0 degrees Celsius, when the average outside surface temperature of the container during the trip may rise up to 38 degrees Celsius. Okay, this is a common temperature of Malaysia environment. Okay, when you are passing, when you are driving in the highway during a daytime, so probably the temperature can rise up to 38 degrees Celsius. Okay, so once you can know how much the dry ice requirement, then you need to calculate how much the cost. I give you the cost of the dry ice. This is the common of dry ice. I'm not sure whether you are familiar with dry ice or not, but dry ice is ice without when it is melting, it is not producing any liquid, so it's just vaporized as become as a gas. Then as a company, as the shipping company requirement, they want to know how much the dry ice required and the cost. So it's purely depending on your design of the container. Okay, so of course you want to have a smaller queue, smaller smaller heat transfer loss in order to use less dry ice. Okay, so the aim is to use the less dry ice, but still subject to your design. Okay, you may put very thick container, but practically it is not a logic, and for that reason, the amount of the frozen food that you need to carry probably will become less. Okay, so it's depending on how you propose your design. Okay, the materials, and it will be subject to the your final system. Okay, so I put here the output of your work should consist design description, schematics, okay, material properties, similar like the problem that we do, the problem that we did in the class or in the previous exercise. State all assumption that you use to analyze to assist the analysis. Okay, analysis of heat transfer for the container to meet the above requirement together with the amount and the cost of the dry ice. Show clearly the calculation. Okay, probably this is a part of suggestion at the end of your report or presentation. Suggest method to improve the design and system which may relevant to the sustainability issue. So what is the sustainability issue? You may search around that sustainability issue is something that probably can benefit the human being or benefit the manufacturing of the container, probably related to the use of the material, or probably related to the use of the dry ice, depending on the what are you trying to propose or suggest based on the sustainability issue. Okay, so okay, this is a project group work, consists of 3 members only. So you should have, okay, sorry, the project submission will be in the report writing and video presentation. Okay, so you have to submit in the 2 form. List at least 5 literature resources. Okay, you can be more than 5, but minimum is 5 literature resources. Okay. In the video presentation, please state the contribution of each member in the process of completing the project. Okay. Underneath or on the bottom side, on the bottom part, I'll mark distribution in order for you to understand how the distribution of the marks. Okay, depending on the section. Okay, so you should have an introduction and design description. You should have analysis of heat transfer section, result and discussion, and how you arrange your section, table of contents, and the way of how you writing the report and the presentation, and you present your presentation. Any question? The due date is 26 June. This is the last week. I think this is the revision week, if I'm not mistaken, the last week. So you still have about nearly 2 months, not say 2 months, I think 1 month and 3 weeks. Is it 1 month and 3 weeks? Still long way to go, but still you need to start to discuss. Don't do last minute. Don't ask me last minute question. So if you're not sure, you can ask me in the group or in a in a personal message, no problems. Any question? Do we need also to hand in our progress meeting, minutes of meeting? Depend. You can put as your appendix if you want, okay, as a proof of your discussion. That is your creativity, okay. It's not compulsory, but if you have, that is a good way of to show the progress of your meetings, okay, Aiman. Anything that you think is important to the project, but not, you don't want to describe in detail, you can put as appendix in the report, okay. Any other question you want to ask? It's not for me, it's not really complex. It just heat transfer. In fact, this is kind of a real problems. Okay, I'm not sure whether you come across. What you need to do is, firstly, probably you can see what is the normal design or the current design of refrigerated container. You can search around, probably you can find the refrigerated container, but some manufacturer did not tell you the materials. Okay, so as a potential engineer, you can propose, okay, based on the picture or based on the requirement of the situation, then you can propose, okay. There is many type of insulator, okay, whether you want to use the polystyrene, whether you want to use the fiberglass, whether you want to use the air, whether you want to use very common insulator, okay. But don't tell me you want to use a brick, okay. Or the brick very thin, this will bring a disadvantage to the system, okay. Same goes to the metal sheet, okay. When you design an insulator, of course you need something that hold the insulator. You don't propose only the insulator itself, okay. Same goes to the floor design, the floor of the container, okay. You need some material that very strong enough, okay. When the people is walking around, working on top of the container, whenever during the loading and unloading the stuff, the food, okay. So this is kind of things that logic that you need to consider, but suitable with the material selection.